Alrighty, howdy neighbors and welcome back to the Devine Speaker. Last time Fawn almost killed Sign. We made it to Sidkam. Ilron and the bird, Varys, they left with Soren to try to get that worked out. Sign paid for our hotel rooms for a week and he got the fuck out of Dodge. So now we're back to our main trio here.
Oh, thank you.
The woman, who had short dark hair, led us up a set of stairs and down a corridor. Everything was clean and polished, beautifully taken care of.
Your Sign's friends? I'm glad. I was beginning to think he didn't have any.
Well, he kinda doesn't.
Sign not having friends? How could that be true? He's probably the most charismatic guy I've ever met.
He definitely has a way with his words, but he always distances himself from people. Sure, he knows a lot of them, but he never lets any of them in too close. He'll just dump them and run away. He's afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah. That was surprising to hear. He almost got stabbed.
Do you know each other well?
Not so much anymore. When we were teenagers, we'd hang out most days. Now, I barely see him once a month.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You don't have to be. Everyone grows up, and with newfound responsibilities comes less time for wasting away hours with friends. Still, I worry about him. How unprofessional of me. I never asked your names.
I'm Rain, and that's Fawn and Leos. We've just come here from Oxabor. It was a grueling few days of travel.
I hope you'll find your time here relaxing then. These are your rooms, side by side, and here's a key for each of you. In the lobby, you'll find another doorway that leads to the baths. You can use it whenever you want, free of charge. I'll leave you for the night, but feel free to come get me if you need anything.
She left back down the hall and was quickly out of sight.
Does she see Knight?
With a slam of his door, Fawn disappeared into his room.
Well, he doesn't seem too happy.
We gave it away.
How could he be? It wasn't his fault, but he must be finding it hard to forgive himself.
I feel for the kid. He's got it rough.
Man hesitated on the doorknob.
You tired? I mean, obviously you are, but if you're up for it, we could go have a look around the general area, or...
I mean, if you're offering... I will never say no to you, my good sir. Let's look around.
I'm still feeling a little restless, so I wouldn't mind a walk. Just not too far. You wouldn't want to get lost.
That's what you have me for. Go by yourself? Well, you're asking for trouble. Go with me? Nothing can go wrong.
You fucking liar. We walked back down the way we came in toward the front door, nodding at Aaron as we passed.
Unless, suddenly, someone lights all the houses of Sidkam on fire, and out of the flames comes a maniac.
Wait, that wasn't my fault. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm no pyromaniac.
I'm not so sure, you know? You say that nothing could go wrong, but you're pretty dangerous yourself.
We made our way outside and find ourselves on another wide, well-lit street. Leos nodded to the left. We strolled casually down the path.
And luckily, I have no intention of hurting you. For now.
Yeah, we have to add the for now.
For now? Can't you say it a little nicer?
Like what?
Rain, I could never hurt you. You mean too much to me, and my heart couldn't handle it. I promise to protect you, now and forever.
How can you even say lines like that without being sick? That's... God, so fucking corny.
Leos's face lit up and he let out a laugh that I never heard from him. It was genuine, missing all of his usual assholery.
Rain?
What? I mean, I just thought you'd sound pretty funny saying that. You know? How out of character would that be?
Leos reached his hand up to my face, brushing past my cheeks. Shut the fuck up.
What are you...
A leaf. Was in your hair.
He stared directly into my eyes.
Rain, I could never hurt you. You mean too much to me, and my heart couldn't handle it. I promise to protect you now and forever.
Guess what's gonna be my fucking alarm sound? My oh my. I am having difficulty. I see why people simp so bad.
Even I can't take myself seriously.
My heart was beating so hard, I thought I might fly out my chest. Leos.
You can't just spout lines like that out of nowhere.
You told me to do it. What's the problem?
Forget it.
Somewhere along the way, Leos had gotten a lot easier to deal with. Where before he made me feel uneasy, now I felt safe. Felt as if I could confide in him about anything. Pretty much the opposite of how I should feel. He was still an assassin, despite how well he suddenly treated me, but I quietly composed myself, and my thoughts drifted back to Fawn and Sign.
So, what do you think about the Fawn Sign thing?
And what about it? They never got along in the first place.
I knew Fawn didn't trust him, but I didn't realize it was this serious.
Well, then you've been walking around covering your eyes. It's obvious he didn't want him around. It's just a shame that was the place he snapped. Well, he's out of our hair now anyway, so nothing to lose sleep over.
You don't think we'll see him ever again? That's kind of sad.
Sad for who?
Not unless the Forest Fairy apologizes. Sign's already said sorry and done his part. And that's only if we can find him. In a huge city like this, he could avoid us pretty easily. Just like that girl said, he cuts off people when they get too close. Also, it's way too fucking cold. Can we head back?
We didn't get to see much of the city, but being out here cleared my mind a little. Thank you, Leos.
My pleasure. I'm always here for your various needs, be that someone to talk to or someone that needs beating up.
I'll keep you in mind when the need arises then.
We turned around and found our way back to the inn, much faster than we had left it. And no longer our fingers would have fallen off after all. Perhaps by Aaron, who smiled at us. He must have thought it was pretty funny. Two badly dressed guys running back inside after only a few minutes in the snow. I unlocked my room door and said goodnight to Leos, who did the same. The room was spacious, with most of it being taken up by a huge bed that sat against the back wall. It looked unbelievably comfortable, with pillows piled upon pillows. It was very expensive looking. I just hoped it wouldn't affect Sign's finances too much. Sign. I went to the large window and looked out at the street below. People still walking to and fro, busy doing something or another. Sign, I'm sorry it ended up this way. He looked dejected, miserable. Not only from what happened with Fawn, but from Leos's words too. Didn't even get a chance to say goodbye properly. I sighed aloud, leaning out of the window. The air was still cold and icy, but I hoped to clear my mind. Soren too. He was taken by Elrond and Varys. But to where? All I have is a name, Zarin. What will they do to him? Elrond told me they'd find us later, but how? They don't even know what we're saying. Patience is hard when lives are on the line. Shut the window. I dressed and found my way into the bed. The pillows were plump, but the blankets were warm and inviting. All the cold from earlier left my system, and I drifted off to sleep.
Rain. Rain. Can you hear me? Is my voice reaching you?
Hi, hon.
Huh?
Ah, frick and a half. Oh, my eyes were blinding white light. Yeah, I'm living it.
Who's there?
It's Joe. I cannot even look at the screen, good lord.
Rain. I'm so thankful you can hear me. He's nearly upon you. There's nothing more you can do. Keep your friends close.
That voice, it's back. I can hear her whole sentences for the first time.
Be careful. No one can escape him. Hurt you. Take.
Wait, don't go! What are you trying to tell me?
I can't stay. Find you.
That was a grueling experience with the eyeballs. Wow, wow, wow. In a flash, the light around me was consumed by darkness, and a voice echoed until it finally stopped. I feel myself falling until...
Ugh! No, don't go! Not yet!
With my eyes, I was barely trying to force myself back to sleep, but it's no good. She was gone. I remembered it all. I felt like she could hear me too. Varys told me I wasn't imagining it, which means she must have been warning me. Someone or something was nearly here. I can't avoid a confrontation. There's no running. I got myself involved in a plot much bigger than me. Much bigger than any of us. Quickly I sprang out of bed, got dressed, and opened up my window. Outside, a layer of snow still covered the surroundings, the sun reflected harshly off the white surface. Ladies dressed in winter garments walked down the street, chatting happily. Shopkeepers put out their signs and opened their doors. In the distance, someone with blue hair rounded the corner, barely dressed for cool weather. Wait a second. In an instant, I was outside, banging on Leos' door. I heard the handle, but it was locked.
Leos, wake up!
I moved to the door and tried Fawn's. It was unlocked. It swung open easily. The room inside was identical to mine and empty.
Why the fuck are you banging on my door first thing in the...
It's Fawn! He's gone!
What?
I just saw him from my window, and when I checked his room, he was gone. Quick, we need to go find him!
His face became serious, and he quickly pulled on his boots.
Quickly then. Which direction did you see him go?
It was back the way we came. Then he turned right.
Ran in the direction the phone went, attracting angry gazes from more than a few residents. Sorry, it's an emergency.
Why would he just leave? He wouldn't do anything stupid, would he?
I don't know. People can do anything when they're desperate.
Then we need to find him, quickly. He can't be on his own here. I think someone's been following us.
How do you know?
Now isn't the time. I promise I'll explain later.
Fine. But don't think you're getting out of that.
He passed from street to street, but no sign of Fawn. No hint of blue hair anywhere.
Where do we go? What do we do?
Oh, shit. This is not how I wanted to spend my morning, you know. I was planning a relaxing, child-free day. Hey, wait. Look.
That's not funny. Something could happen to...
Shut up. Come here.
It's the children! It was pulled me out of sight, and it pointed back out to the street.
Shh. Let's go get them.
No, don't move.
Why?
They need to sort this out themselves.
What are you doing here? You probably shouldn't go wandering off on your own.
I don't know how to say this, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything but think of what happened. I had to come find you straight away. I'm so sorry. So sorry that I can't even think of the words to show how sorry I am. Words will never be enough to convey the remorse I feel. I did so much wrong. I judged you from the start, wrongly. I was jealous and spiteful, and I don't want to be those things. There's no excuse for my actions, and I wouldn't dare to ask for forgiveness. But I hope, at the very least, you'll take my apology. I tried to hurt you, and I'm ashamed of that. I'm sorry.
That wasn't your fault.
It was. Those feelings that I let bottle up inside of me, I take full responsibility for them. In my right mind or not, I was wrong.
No, I can't let you take all the blame. I'm sorry, too. I knew you didn't like me, but I thought I was pretty funny. I wanted to poke at you. I wanted to make you snap. It's my fault just as much as yours. Can we start over? I mean, I'm still not sure if you'll like me, but...
I'd like that.
Don't think that means I'll give up on Rain, though. I'll fight you for him.
What? I don't know what you mean.
They both smiled, finally.
Alright, come on, that's our cue. Oh, look what the cat dragged in. You back already?
I was worried you'd miss me if I stayed away for too long. What would you do without your resident gorgeous man?
I am right.
Were you guys listening?
Nope. Didn't hear a thing. Are you guys getting along now?
Yeah, we are.
Sorry I acted kinda strange yesterday. A night in my own bed made me feel better, though.
I'm glad to have you back. How'd things go with your parents?
No, they were ecstatic to see me. It was a wonderful family reunion. By that, I mean they lectured me all night, told me I wasn't to leave Sidcam again indefinitely, and I can't spend the night anywhere they can't watch me. I'm a grown adult, but my life is still out of my control, it seems.
Happens.
What about your, retainer? Any word from him?
Surprisingly, yes. He turned up home a day before me. I didn't get the chance to speak with him last night because of my parents, so I don't know what happened. I'm glad he got back safely, anyway.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
I trust there wasn't any ill intent from him, but I don't know what else it could be.
Beside me, Fawn shivered. Even Leos wrapped his arms around himself, trying to find some warmth.
Not faring too well in the weather?
How do you survive when it's this cold?
You get used to it. Actually, I was going to mention it yesterday, but I didn't get the chance. I know an amazing tailor who could probably fix some warm clothes up for you three.
Custom-made clothes? I've never worn anything like that.
My treat. Unless you'd rather freeze.
Leos is like, I'd rather.
Well, at least a jacket or something. We won't get far if we all freeze to death.
Follow me. I've been meaning to drop by there anyway. The owner's an older guy called Ash. He's pretty well known around here. I'm not sure where he moved from, but he's probably the most fashionable man in Sidcam, and a nice guy to boot.
Do you know everyone in Sidcam?
I wouldn't say that. People just can't keep away from me, you know? I know Ash well enough, though. He kind of feels like a big brother. I started frequenting his store years ago, but it used to be run under a different name. He calls it the Primrose now.
The Primrose. That's a pretty name.
Yeah, it is. Come on, we're nearly there.
We rounded a corner and came out in a quiet street. A few children played in the snow, giggling. A sign stood out in front of a small shop, and the words, "The Primrose," written in cursive. He held the door open and we all entered the store. The shop beyond was the definition of the word homely. Fabrics laid sprawled across surfaces, spools of thread, every color of the rainbow were lined up against the walls. The dim, warm light cascaded over the room. The staircase at the back of the store led upward. Son walked slightly ahead, his heeled boots clacking against the floor.
Ash! Are you here?
Doors echoed through the space, and then right back at us.
He isn't the type to leave the door unlocked if he isn't.
Sign? Is that you? Don't tell me my favorite customer is already in need of new clothes. You can give me any excuse you want, but once you rip 7 outfits in a month, I start to think it's not an accident.
Oh my! I love your hair! First was the legs, then the torso, and then a head. The man descended down the staircase and into our view. He looked refined and stylish, and had a comforting smile on his face.
Oh, I didn't realize you had company. Who are these fine gentlemen? Friends?
I also love the pattern of the eye patch and how it goes along with your accessories. It's amazing. A+. I'm in love. Then looked back at us, before smiling at Ash.
Yeah, these are my friends.
The man finally came to a stop in front of our group. He was tall, with dark hair tied back to keep it out of his face. He smiled again, a hand resting on Sign's shoulder.
I would have given you a warmer welcome if I'd known. Please, make yourselves comfortable. You can call me Ash.
Sign rushed from behind me and pushed me forward.
You don't have to push.
Go on, go on. Introduce yourself already.
Ash eyed up this exchange before extending his hand out to me. His grip was firm and warm.
My name's Rain. This is Fawn and Leos.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you and all that.
I can guess why you've come. Not quite equipped for Sid Cahem weather by the looks of it.
I don't think the tropical beaches of Stagwitch can compare. Of course, there's only one person I'd trust to outfit them.
Let's see. 3 original outfits?
Can you do it?
Of course I can. And because it's you, we can work out a special price.
I'm concerned.
I knew I could count on you. Yay! Actually, I'd feel a little left out if I didn't get one too.
4 outfits it is. I'm sure you'll lend me a hand with the designs.
Ooh, I already have some ideas.
Ash leaned down and let Sign whisper in his ear, then nodded in agreement.
You've been thinking a lot about this. Alright, let's start with some measurements. Leo's, was it? Follow me first.
Ash led Leos upstairs and out of sight. In the meantime, the rest of us made ourselves comfortable on a nearby sofa.
He seems pretty nice. What was that about ripping 7 outfits, though?
Don't you worry yourself about that. You know, sometimes it just happens.
It does? How?
How do I put this? You know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, unbuttoning your clothes isn't your first thought.
I hate it here. I looked at him in confusion for a moment before it clicked. Okay, I got it.
Oh, I see.
It seems like a waste to ruin perfectly good clothes.
Well, it gives me an excuse to get more, so it's kind of a win-win.
No, it's not, because you're wasting money.
Ouch! Stop that!
It'll be over in a minute. I'm just taking your measurements.
Oh, that's cold. Hey!
He sounds like he's having fun.
He really does like to complain.
Leos came down the stairs and motioned for Fawn to go up after him. For long, both Fawn and Leos were done. It was finally my turn. I quickly went up the staircase and into the studio above.
It was Rain, wasn't it?
That's right. I'm sorry we just barged in. I'm sure you're busy.
Not at all. I'd be happy to do a favor for a friend of Sign's.
The two of you seem close.
He was always an important client to me. But more than that, he's a bit of a troublemaker. A little noisy, and he has a habit of being rebellious. But he's a good kid. I like him a lot. He's got a fire to him that's hard to put out. And he obviously likes you a lot too.
Do you think so?
I moved my shirt and he began taking my measurements from head to toe. I noticed a purple gemstone hanging around his neck, dangling in front of me.
I was a little worried about him, to be honest. He's never been one to have friends. In fact, this is the first time he's ever brought anyone else here. I can tell you're the glue that holds them all together.
I always thought, with that much confidence, it'd be impossible to not be surrounded by friends.
That makes you all the more important to him, I'm sure.
I'm curious, but we need to know about Sid Cahem. I want it, Sid Cahem.
What's it like living in Sid Cahem?
Well, there's always work to do, so I have no complaints. I used to be a traveler, with no place to call home.
A traveling tailor?
Believe it or not, I used to be a guard. A merchant from Telfield kept me on his caravan for protection. They sold the most beautiful silks I'd ever seen. But at the time, I had little interest in anything other than my sword. Now my time's taken up here or at the orphanage.
You work at an orphanage?
I own one, just around the corner. I try to spend as much time there as I can, but I fear that's not enough sometimes.
I grew up in an orphanage, and if it's anything like mine, my childhood was full of great memories. I'm sure they all feel the same.
I hope so. I adopted my daughter from there too. Her name's Prim. Sometimes she hangs around the shop, but usually she's over at the orphanage playing with the other kids.
Rough tape measure around my torso. Recorded measurements in the book. Let's go to his necklace.
Your necklace. Is that...
For a moment, the smile on his face faltered. It was just long enough for me to notice.
A gift from my wife.
It's beautiful. Does she have a matching one?
Hers was the deepest red. As bold and as beautiful as she was.
Was? Is she not around?
No. Not anymore. Not in any physical sense. But I can still feel her watching over me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too.
That's what downcast, but he continued working. This is gonna get us killed, so let's just say that's
We are
enough.
nearly done. Lift your arms, and I'll just take this last measurement.
Almost instantly, his eyes found the markings that ran up my arm. They lingered for a moment before he resumed taking my measurements.
What brings you to Sikkim?
I guess you won't believe me if I say I'm here for sightseeing. I'm looking for a man named Caspian. The trail started in Stagwitch, then to Oxabor, and now here.
Caspian. I can't say that I know him. The name seems almost familiar, though.
He tapped on my arm lightly, drawing my attention back to my markings.
You should be careful. I'm not one for gossip, but there's not a single person at Sid Cahem who would pass up the opportunity to get ahead of one another. The petty squabbles, the lies, they do anything for power. Just try to stay safe.
What do you...
And we're all done. Why don't you head back downstairs while I get to work? It'll probably take me a few hours. But you're welcome to stick around. Better than freezing outside in those clothes.
He turned away, leaving no room for questions. He started pulling fabrics and the threads from the shelves, preparing to start. Made our way back down the stairs, where the other three were still lounging around.
All done?
I never realized there were so many places you can measure on a body. I think Ash knows more about me than I do now. He said it'd take a few hours, but we're fine to stick around. I gotta admit, I'd rather sit in here than try my luck in that snow again. Brr. Oh, and, I kinda asked about Caspian while I was up there, but Ash didn't know him. I'm not surprised, really, but a little disappointed. That would be too easy, wouldn't it?
You know, you've come a long way to get here. Take it slow. Enjoy the sights. You've got time. Oh, just to clarify on my previous statement, I'm the sight.
No, you're not. Time. Do I have time? That voice, someone's coming.
Sid Cam's huge. Like, bigger than huge. Stagwitch and Oxabor look like anthills next to it. It's not going to be a quick job. You've got to accept that. But we'll get there.
I don't even know where to start.
Maybe we could yell, Caspian! Caspian! Where are you? While skipping through the streets.
If you don't have any good ideas, then keep your mouth shut.
I thought it was a pretty good idea. You're really no fun.
No, he's great fun.
Hey, plenty fun.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
How am I meant to do that?
You could start by skipping through the streets and yelling.
Forget I asked. Fine, I'm no fun.
Have you got any ideas, Fawn?
Well, I think we could start by asking around somewhere that lots of people frequent. Eventually, we'll have to find someone that's heard of him.
Some kind of marketplace or an event?
Well, I'm not sure if it's helpful or not, but the Festival of New Light is in a couple of days.
What a stupid name. What is it?
It's a celebration of our king driving out the false gods and, well, the story's kind of in bad taste now, isn't it?
Sounds like an excuse for you to mess around.
What? Me? Never!
Always.
No, but really, it could be something to keep in mind. I don't hear any smart ideas coming out of your gorgeous mouth now, do I?
Well, they're formulating. Good idea takes time.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, whatever you say.
The bickering continued through the day. At times, Leos would get up and pace back and forth, annoyed at the amount of time it was taking. Ron nodded off, curled up on a large armchair, Sign tried his best to annoy Leos, keeping himself occupied. So, pretty much business as usual. Lights in the shop windows grew red-yellow, casting shadows over the room. Combined with the already homely feeling, it felt warm and cozy. As I was beginning to nod off myself, Ash popped his head out from upstairs.
Can you four come up one at a time? I just need to make some final adjustments.
I'll go first.
And up he went. We all stared at the staircase, waiting for the grand reveal. Even Leos and Sign stopped arguing for a moment of interest. Not long later, with a shy look on his face, Fawn made his way back to the group.
Well, what do you think?
Look at the baby! Oh, I love it for him. The braid. First thing I noticed was his cloak. It looked like a big night sky, different away from the stars itself. Big bow adorned the front of him, which he played with timidly. Brett sat on top of his head, and Ash had even put a braid in his hair.
You look beautiful.
Huh. Well, maybe this wasn't a waste of our time after all.
I told you guys, didn't I? I only shop here for a reason.
It's so comfortable. I've never had anything like this before.
He looked towards Sign, returned his gaze with a smile.
There's no need to thank me. You looking cute is thanks enough. Well, go on, big boy. It's your turn.
I know I should be ending the episode here, but I want to see the outfits.
Fine.
I love new outfits! To Fawn's apparent horror, Sign was really interested in examining his new clothes in great detail. 4 twirls and a dizzy Fawn later, Leos came back down the staircase.
Wow! What a hunk! Oh, I think I'm falling for you right here.
I see why people simp! I understand. Fully, truly, 100%. I've gained new enlightenment. I'm gonna sit here and shut up. Dressed in black and red, Leos had an air of someone smart and sophisticated. He pulled out his clothing comfortably, looking down at himself with a sigh.
It suits you. You look really handsome.
The idea is meant that I'm not to be noticed? In this kind of fancy rubbish, everyone's gonna be looking at me.
Are you kidding me? Is that meant to be a joke? You stick out like a sore thumb. Your hair is bright red, you wear high-heeled boots, and you have your abs out on display. How is that inconspicuous? At least now you're able to blend in with the crowd here.
You know, my hair could have been left out at least.
So fast!
He has a point, you know. You did dress a little strangely for a mercenary.
Unless you were that kind of mercenary. Like, please stab me with your sword, Daddy.
Nope.
Oh, my turn, my turn!
I'm ready! He's running up 2 steps at a time. From above, you can hear him giggling. Leos tried to act like he didn't care. You can see that he was checking himself out in the mirror. He didn't say it, but I'm sure he was thankful. He was a little shy. Special Leo's version of shy. Where he could stab you. Or he might blush. It's a 50-50 chance either way. A few months later, Sign rocketed back toward us.
Here I am! What do you think? Beautiful? Gorgeous? Out of this world? Dazzling, perhaps? Come on, don't hold back!
Compared to Leos, right? I feel like we took a step back. This thing I saw was a small waist, situated by a beautiful green that was out of this world. His coat dangled from his shoulders, giving him an aura that screamed, "Look at me." It was perfect.
Wow, you kind of look like a prince.
I'll take it.
It's really handsome.
Wait, did you shrink? You look even shorter than before.
Boo! Rude! At least I'm not a beanpole.
I guess it's my turn then?
I'm looking forward to seeing what he made for you.
Yeah, me too. I'll be right back.
For the second time today, I made my way upstairs. I stood in front of the table, giving a final look over his creation.
I must say, this one was the most tricky.
Pardon?
I've made a lot of garments in my life, you know, and quite a few have been for Sign. Up until now, he's left most of the details up to me. But this time, his request was something that shows his heart.
It's gonna be a cutout watch.
He then added, plus a dash of sexy, for good measure.
I undressed and Ash helped me put on the clothes. It was heavier, more weighty than before.
Ta-da! Have a look.
I would love to. Damn! Okay. Okay. He spun me around until I faced a large mirror that ran down the wall, floor to ceiling. My vision was taken up by a huge green green. Looks blue to me. So intricately detailed that I couldn't help but gasp. Gems dangled from winding delicate embroidery. White, gold, and green. Were more beautiful than I ever could imagine. The white and gold of the suit took me back to home, reminding me of the speaker. I touched the fabric to my chest. It felt so unreal.
I don't know what to say.
He motioned me to follow him, and we made our way back to the front of the store. Fawn, Sign, and Leos all looked at me as I descended. He even has his knives! Shut the fuck up! Everybody shut up. No one talk to me. His knives are on the wrong side. That's okay.
Oh, Ash, I think this could be your greatest work yet!
And I can't say that I'm not proud of it.
You look really good. Like, really, really good.
Huh. Not bad. Better than before. You look slightly less like an orphan.
Thanks.
I am an orphan, though. Even having my hair done like this feels strange. I look like someone else. Ash, Sign, I can't thank you two enough. It's wonderful.
It was really new clothes, but I felt refreshed and ready to continue my journey.
A sign. It looks like we match. What a coincidence.
He did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah. Coincidence.
Sign handed over a bundle of coins and waved goodbye as we all turned to leave.
You know, I've had quite a lot of orders coming through lately from the upper houses. Tomorrow night there's set to be a huge ball, with entry only allowed by invitation. I don't know if it'll be helpful, and I don't even know if you'll be able to get in there, but if you're looking for a large gathering of people, you'll find nowhere better.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Is it possible? Could we get in?
Let's talk more outside.
We gave our final thanks and goodbyes and left the warm sunset-lit store behind in favor of the snow-ridden streets. The warmth of my new clothes surrounded me with comfort as the last rays of sunlight began to fade away behind the buildings of Sid Cam. Far away in the distance, the sound of a crow's calling signaled it would soon be night. And with that, I will end this episode here. I know it was longer, but it was worth it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.